Dark and moody, moody and dark. It's been real from the start. Speak the truth, then you playing your part. Nothing fake here. We've been real since daycare. Some change, some stay there. Came from the streets, we speak for the streets, we speak for the youth. Nothing but truth. Feel it in the booth, feel it in your soul, feel it in the cell, feel it on parole, feel it on probation. Feel it when you free, totally free. Pardon me, till they pardon me, till they pardon we. Positivity from negativity, back to positivity. The podcast for the streets, helping you eat. We live by the code, we live what we speak. We revolutionize real love, honor, respect, loyalty, educating the masses, bringing unity. It's all or nothing. The podcast for you and me is Dark and Moody. We the voices of the community.
I hear voices right now. I can hear them just as plain as day.
Yeah. What up? This your boy Dark.
And it's your boy Moody, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's Dark and Moody, all or nothing.
Season 2, you know we had to come correct.
Season 2, this the first episode of season 2. You know what I'm saying? You know we had to come correct. You know what I mean? We got my man Pete in the building.
You know what I'm saying?
You know
Positive P in the building.
Positive Pete.
You see, we had to come correct for him.
That's what it is.
Love is love, man.
We got the old school thing going on. You know what I mean? I got the Kango on. I had to rep the Adidas sweatsuit. You know what I mean? I got no shoestrings in the Adidas.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Because you know, I'm saying Peter Brown, he with Willie Carter, he with all these people. Juan Cancelo, so he with all these people.
All the legends, man. Shout out to all the legends. We had New Haven legends. Shout out to all the New Haven legends.
No doubt, man. Thank y'all, man, for putting this on the map, man. This is some real stuff. This is high power.
High power.
When you get good brothers like y'all, man, that's bringing a platform like this, man, it ain't just touching this community. It's touching everybody that needs to hear something positive, something real, something right. You know what I mean? We all get a second chance.
Tell me your name. Tell me your name. What is your
I'm
name,
Peter Cox, man? Born and raised here, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is where I'm at right now, giving back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it, man. My history, you know, I'm a stick-up kid, man. Did contracts. I changed my life for the better. I had to. In order for me to give something back, man, I had to switch up. I had to cross over. I never, ever sold out, man. I just came back to the hood and try to be a better positive example. What needed to be done, what needed to be get done to get right.
Word.
Came home 1998 after doing 10 flat down there in Georgia.
Pete. We want to know the history. I mean, bring us back to when you was growing up. Let us know who Pete is.
I grew up in the.
What part of town you from?
I grew up in Ashman Street.
Hold on, let's go back. Where you from, man?
Straight up out of New Haven, man. Grew up in Ashman Street Projects, man. Moved out
Shout
to
out
Quinnipiac.
to Ashman Street Projects and Quinnipiac. Yo, I live both of the places.
Oh, you serious?
I lived at 250 Ashman Street, man.
180, man.
Yeah.
And I lived at 26 Peck Street.
You was across the street.
Yeah.
26 Peck. That was my address.
That's my address.
Listen. I lived at 26 Peck Street for almost 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I please,
Yo,
if
that's
you're watching
what's
this,
up,
please,
man.
somebody from
This is
the
real, man.
the
Yo,
Hill,
no
please,
doubt,
I'm
man.
being-
26 Peck Street was my address, dude.
Yeah, I was there.
When we moved back, when my mother moved back to the projects in 86,
Yeah.
we lived at 26 Peck Street till 94. Yeah. Word up. And before us, who was living there was Barbara was living
Barbara
there.
downstairs, her and her 2 sons, right there.
Nah, dude. I mean, before I moved there, I remember Antoine Bethia.
Yep.
Bethia was living there.
Yep.
In the 26
I was on the
Peck.
that top building.
Yeah.
That's where we were at, man. I think from 72 to 78.
Yeah.
And then, like I said,
So
we live in the same
Yeah,
address.
man. Love is love out here. You know this ain't nothing but God. Yo,
Yeah.
Are you from the tribe or are you from Fairhaven?
I like to put it down.
Yo, the
like
island
this.
not Fairhaven. The
No.
island is the island.
I'm straight up from Elm City back in the day, man. If you repping Elm City, it didn't matter where you from. Long as you would stand up and real with it, you was welcome.
That's right.
There ain't no other place I couldn't go to, man.
Shout out.
You know what I mean? If you had back then, man, if you had a set of B-52s, you can go anywhere. You already know what that was, right?
Nah,
Break it down. Break it down.
These joints right here.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But
saying?
no disrespect. I have mad love for everybody. Yo, the block was the block.
Yeah.
I grew up with everybody. You
Did
know,
we call it? What y'all used to call it?
B-52s,
Yeah,
man.
that's new, that's new,
That's the new thing,
Tell
man.
me-
You
tell me
couldn't
about it.
you
Tell me
couldn't
about
come
it.
on the hood. You couldn't come on the street unless you had a set of B-52s.
Yeah.
OGs that know that, Germano will tell you. Got to come on the block. You had to have a set. You know,
right.
back then, man, you know, even though the guns were there, but you had to be able to come out there, man, and represent, man. And I represent all over, man. I got love for everybody, man. From the tribe to the Ville to the hill to anywhere, because all of them was my brothers, man.
Yeah.
And if you came up through the penitentiary back then, it was only Summers and the Farm. And if you came up that way, man, and you was legit, man, you was all in, man. You know,
had a B-52.
Yeah, all day, man.
So you got these B-52s.
Yeah.
Like what school you going to? What neighborhood is you growing in?
I grew up, you know, I went to Fame in middle school. I went to Helen Grant.
Helen Grant.
I went to Helen Grant.
I went to Helen Grant.
Yo, this is
you ain't going to Helen Grant.
I didn't go to Helen Grant.
Real talk. Like I went to Cross. I went to Hill House. You know, then from there, man, my life took a turn. You know, I started living that street life.
Hold on, before we go into that, you went to Cross and Hill House. What was the better school when you was going in?
It had to be Cross, man.
Shout out to Cross.
Positive P. Oh,
that's what it was.
Hill House dude.
I got you on my favorites on Facebook.
No, real talk. I love Hill House too, man. You know, both of them they rep, man. But you know, Mr. Lyons was a big inspiration to me out there. He was one of them assistant principals. You know, you remember Mr. Lyons? Chases through the park, man. Whew. Yeah. But yeah, that was it, man. And then things, like I said, man, you know, my life, you know, I wanted to do things, man. I was fascinated with Al Capone and all these gangsters and Scarface, and you know, you get sidetracked. You know, I was just a stick-up kid, man. You know, and also I was a dude that did contracts. I mean, you know, I drop all that now because I want to make sure we put it out there. I'm not glamorizing it,
definitely.
But this is where I was at, man.
This is what we want to steer the misconception about that. Anybody got any misconceptions? We talking about real life. It's all or nothing here. You see all that right there? Dark and Moody, all or nothing. We revolutionized the real. We revolutionized love. We revolutionized honor, and we revolutionized respect.
Definitely,
you know
man.
I mean? And we came up in urban communities, and some of us, not all of us, who lived in urban communities, we have a past. Some of us was stick-up kids. Some of us was drug dealers. Some of us happened to be victims of violence. Some of us went straight to college and all of that. But we're going to tell you our stories and then tell you why we came from what we came from and how we became better people. So, you know, that's what it is.
That's a powerful statement,
so,
man. I'm just like mad impressed that you just dropped that, because people get the wrong conception thinking we up here glorifying that. No, man, we got to be able to tell the chapters of our story for redemption and second chance.
Absolutely.
You know, when you get to live two lifestyles in one life and live to talk about it, that's real big, man. Don't hate huge on nobody that came from the bottom of the back. You know, we all spend time in the penitentiary. I did my crime. I was dead wrong. I got exactly what I deserved. There's also brothers that probably did not do the crime and got injustice. Absolutely. And that's ugly. And that's what we need to address, man. But when we come up the way we come up, when we come back, man, and we come back like the return of the Jedi, turn our lives around, be businessmen, be husbands, business owners, and homeowners, all of a sudden nobody got nothing to say. But the minute we doing something dirty and toxic and unhealthy, man, it's the front page of the news. So I come to tell folks, stop that, man. You see people like us that came. Nobody know I came home 1998. Germano Kimbro was right there waiting for me off the bus. Listen, man, we ain't robbing no bone banks, and you can't do no more contracts. Really? What am I going to do? I don't know nothing else. We're giving back to the community, Pete. You can be a part of this. That was 25 years ago. People see me on Facebook now, DARC Moody, but I've been doing this for 25 years, going back, trying to get these brothers to get off the block, do something right. Hey, man, everybody make mistakes, man. There's no perfection being human. Anybody that's perfect, that's human, I don't need you around me. I need people around me. There's no
person like that here.
But you got some that think like that because they think they above, man. You know, titles don't impress me. It's the content of the person. These brothers came home and put it down. I saw that. I got with my man G, and I ran into you, and I said, yo, man, these brothers is putting it down. down because there wasn't no platform. Now that we have, we got to go back and get theirs. We got to go ones that's in prison, that's injustice. We got to get the ones off the block, off the hood. We got to make it work, man.
Absolutely.
This is what it's about out
yo,
here.
And just like Pete said, man, when people doing violence and tearing up the community, you want to put them on the front page. You want to talk about these dudes is this and that. But you got people, me and Moody, for instance, out here trying to show people different. Put us on the front page, man.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I said
New Haven Register, Hartford Current, Waterbury, whatever y'all paper is, put us up there.
That's what I said. That's what I said at the beginning when I was trying to explain to people. In order for you to know what somebody been through, you have to know his story and know how he became who he is today. And me and DARC talked about something where I like DARC. I said, we might have to go ratchet on people because it seems like that's what they want. They don't want to hear positive stuff. They don't want to like positive stuff. They don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm telling you, yo, we got to be us, right? It's going to be times. There's going to be times where you talk about stuff that people might say, oh, that's a little ghetto. It might come out like that. But we are who we are. We're going to give you the real. We're going to give you all or nothing. We're going to give you us. So it might seem ratchet to somebody, or ghetto to somebody, and some other people, it might be a little too positive, but we just us. So embrace us, love us. This ain't the breakfast club, this the dinner table. You know what I'm saying?
That's powerful, that's powerful right there.
My Kimbro guy.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yo,
it's a true story, man. If you live the chapters you live in and people go through a lot, and you come up out of that, and all of a sudden you're doing something right, why you hate on somebody? Let them get it, man. Brothers don't know where you two came from, man. And for you to have a platform, man, and y'all to get it, man, this is where we gravitate, man. People need to understand this is really big for us, man. It's so big for us in our community because we need this. We always tearing each other down. We always having that crab in the barrel syndrome. We gotta eliminate that, man. We gotta do better. And this is the reason why you two have the platform, man. And I'm telling you on everything on my life. You guys put it down. I'm supporting you 100. And anybody that's real, that's been out there, they need to be a part of this.
And who better to talk to the people than people who've been through it? Who better? Like, that's why we bring people on a show that's been through it. Someone who's been through the mud. Yeah. And now we trying to get a little clean. You got a little dirt on you still, but we clean right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? We striving to give you some real.
It's a testimony.
So if you're watching Pete right now, if you've never watched his Facebook, he's definitely a motivator for me. I want to give y'all a story about Pete, right? So, you know, I'm watching Pete Facebook, and we talking through social media. We haven't met yet, but we talking through social media.
Amazing, man.
And this is a true story, and this is really his energy. And I'm telling you, if he said he for you, he's for you. I'm at the dollar store. I'm coming in. I'm talking to my man on the phone. I gotta buy some stuff. Money's funny right now. You know, I'm stressed. You don't even know this at the time. You don't even know. You don't even know what's going on the phone. And I see him in the aisle. I'm like, yo, Pete, what up, positive Pete? Boom. I hug him. He said, what up, brother? You know, anything you know, I'm here for you. Oh, brother, thank you. Because at that time I had to spend some money, and I didn't want to really spend it. And Pete put some money in my hand without knowing what was going on with me.
Because God is real.
Yes, God. Thank you, God. God said it.
That moment, there was really something going on at that moment. And he put that money in my hand. I called my man back and said, yo, guess what? I just seen positive Pete. He just gave me some money. And I'm like, this is going to pay for the stuff I got to buy and put some money in my pocket.
Yeah.
Love is love, man. When you telling me now, man, I'm emotional, man, because I was just giving back, man. I'm my brother's keeper. I was feeling you, man. You my dude. You know, we look out for each other, man. You know what I mean? One day I'm going to fall off, man. One day I'm going to get a standing 8. You're going to be right there, man, and say, I got you, man. And that's what I'm talking about, having that type of generator to generate us, man. We always tearing each other down. We got to stop that, man. I love what y'all doing, man. And this is big right here. If you supporting anybody that want to do the right thing, yeah, these brothers went through the battlefield. So did I. You know, but at the end of the day, here we are standing like real soldiers, man. And we out here, man. This won't make the front page because we ain't pulling up the pistols, man. And we ain't buck wild out here. We are trying to do something to give something back.
We're doing TikTok dances.
No, we ain't doing that, man.
We ain't doing the TikTok dances. We striving for greatness.
I'm gonna do it soon.
Yeah. He gonna do it. He on TikTok.
And
My
think about
social
my
media
man.
is dead. It's over.
My man, business owner, homeowner, husbands, holding it down, man. These dudes are really generating what we need to see. People want to look the other way because the front thing, man, I saw a Facebook where two brothers went to New York 32 years ago and they got knocked off and busted. 32 years later, they homeowners, they business owners, they got everything. Didn't make the front page. You understand what I'm saying? Slap in the face, man. That shows you about redemption. That shows you how people. I ain't never gonna hide my past. Yes, I was a stick-up kid. You already know the deal. Yes, I did contracts. There was a time I couldn't stand child molesters, pedophiles, rapists, and somebody gave me something and told me to go handle that. I did. God has forgiven me. I still have my differences. People know how I feel about that, but I'm living the way I'm living today. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, man, you couldn't tell me nothing, man. If somebody was touched, tampered with, or whatever, I'll take care of it.
That's right.
I'm different today, but I'm not different how I feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You good.
It's
a saying, man.
Yeah.
If you don't change it with your hands, then change it in your heart.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And that's what like I said, I take what you do, Positive P, and I said he wakes up every morning. It only takes a minute, 5 minutes to do something. And I was telling Dark today, I said that if I could go to somebody's game, Dark would be like, yo, Manny having a game. I ain't doing nothing. I'm there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Every time I told him my son had a basketball game, Moody came.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. I'll be like doing calls.
Yo, me and Germano, we support that. Germano started the male environment group, man. Put me on, man, and really generated my generator. I didn't even know how to be a counselor. I used to go to his office and he should show me how to put progress notes, whatever. Nobody gave me a chance. A lot of people was holding their breath. They were waiting for me to go back to see what I was going to do. Here's the deal, everybody. If you're still holding your breath, relax. I don't want you to suffocate. I ain't going nowhere. I'm still here. So that's real stuff right there, man. I love you, brother. You know how I hit y'all, man. Yo. I'm feeling the vibe because you know what? We all we got. If we don't go get what we got to get. I didn't know we start off as Positive P. I was Radical P, Angry Pete, Resentful Pete. I spent 7 years I spent 7 years of solitary confinement. Just the other day, me and one of my childhood friends, Willie Carter, we were together, man. He was like, wow, man, people would never know who you really were back then. I said, that's why I got to tell a story now. So people can understand, Carter, where we come from, know your history. I was that dude, man. I didn't rob the milkman or the mailman. I didn't snatch pocketbooks. I ran up in there. And if you called me and said your kid was tampered with, I'm sorry, whoever it was, they got to answer to it. But I'm better today. I had a couple bowls of oatmeal, a few glasses of milk. I asked God to forgive me, and I'm here. Because of you brothers, man. You are the new generation. Me and Germano was hyped up coming over here because we know, when you feel a different vibe about to happen, we're changing up the narration, man. People need to support Dark and Moody. They need to go in because you know what?
Subscribe, man.
Here we are.
Subscribe.
Here we are.
Like it.
Positive energy, positive vibe, positive love. Yes, tell your story. But when you tell your story, look at all the accomplishments that come after that. A lot of people just come this far and don't do nothing else. You brothers came far, but y'all getting it done.
We striving, man. We striving for greatness.
And I ain't out here, I ain't got money to dish out, but I'm out here for any type of support. Somebody told me, shout out to Fluff. I'm supposed to go to your son game. Please hit me. So I go watch.
Fluff, Robert McKee, man.
Who game we watch on Mess son number 3. I don't know Mess son name when we went to watch the West Haven.
He played for Notre Dame.
You know what I'm saying? That was fun to watch. I enjoy that. When Dark told me that was Mess son, I'm like, oh shoot, just to see somebody's son, doing something like that. So
anything y'all do, man, Dark, when your son have a game, Germano ran the male environment group. He dealt with fathers, man. We big on this, man. Call us, man. We need to support y'all. If a kid ain't got no shoes, no nothing, hey, man, that's what we do. Every son is my son. You know what I mean? I work with my son. I have a grandson, but every son is my son. And make sure that's definitely wrote in print.
Yeah, every son is his son. Every son.
I'm coming to see you. If you call me and tell me he got a game, or he got a soccer game, or he needs somebody to come to the PTA meeting, I'm coming.
Yeah, it take a village, they say. Take a village. Yo, Moody said something to me real today too.
What I say, dog?
About Johnny Kids. He was like, it don't take you nothing to pick up the phone and text them good morning or hi or whatever.
5 seconds text.
5-second text to him. Like, if you love somebody, let them know, man.
The love might be, I just learned it. I hit L, love the boop, send.
Yeah, so you love somebody, let them know, man.
It don't, man.
You know what I mean?
That's big, man.
So, like, yo, you love somebody, let them know, man. We here, man.
Somebody's inspiration can be the motivation by you just picking up the book saying, hey, I just called. I just called to say, I care about you. I love you. How you doing? That goes a long way, man. I had somebody hit me up and said, Pete, you called me just to see how I was doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's priceless. Don't cost a dime. He said it set off my whole day, man.
Yeah.
I know what that's like to get that phone call, man. When I was out there homeless and busted up, my man over here would come see me and say, what you gonna do, man? Go get you right, man. It didn't just happen overnight. When you read the book about my man, I was home within 24 hours, man. You know what I mean? To be truth to be told, man, it almost went the other way. I got a pistol in my hand on my way to do some damage to somebody. His father called me to the office and took the pistol out of my hand and said, listen, I'll go with you if you want to kill him. But if you kill him, everything you just talked about, what you wanted to do, Pete, will go down as nothing. So from that, it was the motivation what I needed. And that's what, gravitated me to be a counselor and help and give back. And I started looking at all my brothers, man, ain't no hate over here, man. I want everybody to win. I don't even got to know you. Just win. And when you win, get on and give somebody else that win.
Give somebody else a chance, man. Word. I read the book, though, Murder in a Model City. It was a good book. Basically, Warren Kimbro, good book, man. I enjoyed it, and it was history about New Haven in there. That's why I really read it. Yeah, man.
I didn't read that book. When you told me about him, I knew because I studied the Black Panthers and stuff like that. I read Angela Davis. I read Huey and Bobby and I can't say her name. I can't pronounce her name right. She went down for the bomb. They tried to say she shot the police on the highway. Yeah, and then she. So
that's deep. That was a deep book. I'm telling you, dog. I read it. Every year I read it, so I never. Forget.
And you in the book?
Mm-hmm.
He in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, he in the book.
Oh, I gotta get the book.
Yeah,
you gotta get.
I gotta get everything positive.
Yeah, I'm in the book. I mean, like real. We went to dinner like a 20-year anniversary, and the dude was over there. Whatever happened to that dude, Pete Costin? Germano was like, yo, he's right here.
Yeah.
Like the dude that everybody didn't think was going to turn out. I'm all right. People didn't think I was going to be about nothing. I had to believe in myself. It took me a minute to figure out who I wanted to be. Sometimes we get crossed up. I'm the first to call me out, man. I don't need no one to call me out, man. Look, man, I'm damaged, but I'm okay with that. I'm 50 shades of crazy, but in a good way. You know what I mean? Every now and then I like my cornflakes with no milk. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then I got to turn around and look at the wall, and make sure the color on the wall. Water, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is being honest with yourself.
Absolutely.
If you're honest with yourself, you got to grab that. And little by little, man, I just started putting the pieces to the puzzle together, man. It was a lot of help, a lot of mentoring, a lot of people saying, yo, knock it off, man. You want to be out here, stay out here and make a difference? Yeah, man, I do.
In a perfect world, what positive P got for the people? In a perfect world, you can have it exactly the way you want it.
Oh, man.
How would it be with
I'm going to drop this, what I would love, dog. It's an 80% rate of 21 to 35 young Black men killing each other. I can't stand to even think about that. There's sometimes I get up and say, how could we set that as the normal? We got to be able to eliminate that. And whatever we need to do, fine. Yeah, I won't stop the violence, but I won't stop us killing each other because we don't see the value of who we really are. We are kings. We are leaders, man. We have a testimony. We have a statement out here, and we earned it.
Absolutely.
I want the best for everybody, but I'm making sure that whoever needs to see this, yes, it offends me. You know what I'm saying? That it's almost like the normal. That's why I hit the block every day. I won't take no cameras with me. I don't need nobody to tell me to come to the block. I'm on the block because it affects me. Every son is my son. I won't judge anybody. I won't ever compare anything, but I identify. When you were out there 40 years ago, I speak for myself. I saw it. Yeah. 40 years later, I'm a counselor. I got to come back.
That's right. Hey, what
man, you dudes got me hyped up. I love y'all. This is what's up. If y'all ain't on it, man, this is what's up, man. Yeah. This is on it.
What we could do, right? Like, in my opinion, I think that, like, if I could do something for the youth, for the kids, outside of this platform right here, if we could bring kids together from all sides of town and have them in organized, organized sports, organized tag, organized
chess,
baseball,
anything,
organized chess.
anything
You
organized.
could, dog. You
Yeah.
and Moody can do this.
Yeah.
People, listen, man. These brothers is willing to do programs. They're ready to set up programs. If we got to bring, if we got to bring the teen centers back where we need to be, cool, man. We got to bring it back. There's jobs available, right, Germano? There's programs, but we got to get people involved to know that this community matter for everything, man. You know what I mean? Just don't look the other way. Listen, Yale's 10 minutes away, but let me drop this on you. Some of the most intelligent people don't go to Yale and Harvard. You're standing and looking at them right now.
That's
You
right.
know, some people though, some people don't. I'm not gonna say parents, but
Yeah,
some would rather give them a PlayStation, rather give them a game, would rather give them something else
outside of
go
human
see
contact.
Go play basketball, go chess tournament.
My thing is this, right? This is what I honestly believe. Like growing up in the hood and in the streets, if people are together, right, like in an organized setting, something organized, like an organized sport, for instance, from different sides of town, dudes are less likely to inflict bodily harm on someone that they know, someone that they have camaraderie with. You're less likely to do something to this guy from, that's my friend. I play basketball with him, or I play baseball with him. We play tag. Like you can have organized tag.
That connection also bring it to. I'm gonna try to give an example like break. Break from out in the projects or from over here. Now through break, I meet this person. Now through me, break meet this person. Now this person, and it happened.
Yeah, it happens.
And they all
less
get together.
likely to do so. Like I met you through break. Yeah. He was in juvenile detention. Break was like, this is Moody.
And that's two different dudes from different sides.
Then we've been cool ever since. And because the love I have for my cousin, the love you have for him, and then boom, we
this is what we need to do, man. This is unbelievable. This is the knowledge, the wisdom we got to kick, man. We just not sitting around waiting around. You guys can do this, and whatever support we can do. I mean, we've been out here a minute, man. We support y'all, man. If you want to put programs and let young kids know that we can gravitate and do something, we can do it, man. Yeah. We got it. You DARC Moody, you guys right now got the platform, and I respect y'all to the fullest because this is what we need in the community. Somebody that has a voice, somebody that's been on the block, somebody had to sit down for a minute. And you guys didn't just sit down for a minute. If I'm correct, it's maybe about 18 to 25 years, right?
25 years.
You try to get DARC my 25?
No, I said, okay, I'm looking at, okay, DARC 18, right?
Give me DARC
17. 25, 15.
Long time.
It's so a long time, man. And the deal is this: they came out here, man, and still put it together. They put the pieces to the puzzle there. They could have came home angry. They could have came home with stereotypes statistically like angry black men, like people look at us. No, they didn't. Came home, became great fathers, great businessmen, great homeowners. That's huge out. Yeah, make sure that make the world news.
Make sure that make the news.
Because that's real.
Great fathers,
from this
man.
forward, moving on, man. I try to come see y'all, man.
What
great
that
fathers.
Read this, Pete. I got this for Christmas.
Daddy.
Hold on.
Yeah,
take that off for me, Pete.
Okay.
Take that off because I want it's right here. It's right here. You got to unhook it. Right here.
Got it.
Nah, it ain't come. I want you to see the
inscription on
it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Come on, man. We wasting precious time.
Did.
That's 2 minutes on season 2, Moody.
But when you read that,
thank you for being the dad. You didn't have to be.
And that's from a child that's not biologically mine.
It don't even matter. That's your child.
He your kid.
Yes,
he said every kid his kid.
Every kid. No question about it. I don't care where I'm at, what I'm doing. I'm jumping out the car. If I see something ain't right and I know a kid a little distracted, whatever the situation be, I learned that from Germano, man. Yo, man. Come on, man.
I like that, every kid is your kid.
Every kid is my kid, man. I'm set it off like that, man. The thing that you guys are doing that's really a plus, man, and it's really inspiring is y'all speaking the truth. Yeah. Like really coming out here, getting up out here and saying the right thing. It ain't just this ghetto fabulous. Ain't nobody going wilding out. So what? We talk about what we went through. You can't get where you going unless you talk about how you got here.
Yeah. And this is the crazy thing, right? With a lot of us been through, we've been through a lot. We've been through the war zone. I know I have been.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've been. I know Moody been. And the same people who say, oh, they glorifying this and glorifying that, which we're not, sit there and watch Power, sit there and watch BMF, these so-called real hood stories and enjoy that. And it's a lot of it is fictitious. This is real. We bringing the real up here.
That's
bringing
right.
people that have real stories, that been through real things, and change their lives and giving back in some form of fashion, even by just not committing a crime. Being a productive member of society is giving back. You're giving back to your society.
And I think sometimes they almost don't want that because they think that's the normal for us statistically to go back through the system again, man, because they think it's comfortable for us. No, man, we got to break that, man. We got to eliminate folks thinking that's all we want. We want better too, man. You know, we ain't knocking nobody. We got mad respect for everybody. But at the end of the day, you know, we got to be accountable too. We got to make sure that we take care of ours. When I leave up out of here, I want your kids, my kids to have a better life. That's what it's all about anyway, man.
Like, we can absolutely change this city. Like this city that we're in, we could change this city. Because all it takes is for kids to know each other. That's it. I really honestly believe that.
And I believe it
kids
too.
know each other, because I know that me coming up in the streets, I lived in Ashland Street.
Yep.
I was born in Quinnipiac housing
Yep.
projects. Mom's moved to Ashland Street, and then I moved back to Quinnipiac. I
Wow.
fought a lot of the dudes in Ashland Street, but we got cool.
Yep.
So I knew those guys.
Mm.
So if anything was sparked off and I was around,
Especially between the projects and the two projects.
That's dark. That's this Sharky. This is Babalu. This Keita. This Daryl Huckabee. These guys, we know each other. I know them, so it's less likely something gonna happen because
definitely,
dudes
man.
became friends. You know, you understand? So that's people. You need to let your kids know other kids from other sides of town.
Definitely.
Be broken up. New Haven is the most segregated city in Connecticut, because you got the Hill, you got the Ville, you got the Trade, you got the Jungle, you got the Island, you got Westville Manor, West Hills, Rockview, Brookside, all these different sides. 2-5, and all that.
West Hill, the same thing.
Yeah, you got all these. You got the 8 now. Yeah, you got the G. You got all these different.
It's segregated. It's segregated.
And somebody did that by design.
Yeah. And people sit back and think it's good, man. But here it is.
But it's only one city. It's the Elm City.
Moody, you two can have a whole lot of say in this to break that monopoly up. We will get some basketball tournaments. Maybe we do something. Maybe we have a movie night. It's all about mentorship, bringing these young kids together, saying, "Whoa, man, why are you guys beefing?" The bottom line is how we going to eliminate this, because that's what we want anyway. I don't want to see another young kid get killed, man, at the expense of another young kid. 2 families destroyed. I don't care how you set it off. So, you know, you guys have that platform. Yeah, I mean, when Germano had the male environment group, how did you set that off, Germano?
Matter of fact, we're going to bring Germano in.
Yeah, we got to bring him in, man, because he set it off, man.
Yeah, come on. Let's get a seat.
We're going to bring Germano in. That's right there, Germano.
Yeah. Because that's how it started with me, getting involved with the male environment group, doing a whole bunch of stuff that really needed to take off, man. I mean, it just set it off, man, you know?
Yeah.
And here I am, Doc. Man, I can't believe you live in the same. That's right.
Yo, we live at 26 Peck Street. That's crazy. But you
Hey,
live at 180, I was 250.
Well, what's interesting about that is just thank you for inviting me in to, you know, be a part of this. I mean, it's really people's time to shine. You know,
ahead,
and
man.
like I don't look for the limelight. You know, I just hope that people pay it forward. But it's interesting because
you let people know who you is.
I'm Germano Kimbro, lifelong resident of New Haven, son of Warren Kimbro, Black Panther. So I grew up in the house of the Black Panther Party. So I came home from school one day, like Pete said, you know, I lived in the Dixwood neighborhood, and I went to St. Martin's. And so when you went through Ashland Street with curly hair, light skin, and a blazer and a tie, you had to learn how to fight or run fast or both.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a little of both, right? And but what I learned is my father was a community organizer. A lot of people know Warren Kimbro as the pioneer, Project More, you know, and but I watched him do community organizing, and Dark is absolutely right when he talked about sports, because my father was a coach for Little League football, and I watched him go through neighborhoods and pick up kids, put them in the car, bring them home, feed them, you know what I'm saying, and teach them how to play football. He had, you know, a great vision. You know, the residential youth centers that he ran back then, you know, were massive, you know, and so he thought big and he did big things. But just to kind of fast forward and answer Pete's question about the Male Involvement Network, was a fatherhood initiative. You know, I spent 11 years in prison too, and I looked at, some of the things that I had went through. I like to consider myself a hustler. When I'm talking slick out of the side of my neck, I'm saying I played all the games you can play from A to Z and 1 to 10 and back again. There's no way you can stack a dollar, collect a coin, harmless games like craps and pools, robbing banks. But the truth of the matter was, man, I grew up around a lot of people that I had respect for, but they were petty dope fiends. And I became one of them in the end. And so it ain't about glorifying, all that stuff and making it sound good for TV or the sound bites, because we were all, affected by trauma and poverty, right? And so if there's a public enemy, number one, it's not violence necessarily, it's poverty. And that's what the Black Panthers were about. They were about controlling life, giving and taking resources in our community. And so that's what's not happening now, and we're being sold out at a higher level. So I watched, and I was part of the city, and I was glad just to have a job, because when I came home from prison, I tried to make myself as marketable as possible. I created and helped, put second chance programs on the map for brothers and sisters that were coming home. But when I came home, I was just hoping for a chance, right? And so I watched them break up the neighborhoods, and they said that we're going to empower New Haven. There was a $100 million grant that was at stake. And so they needed to be able to organize the communities, Dixville, Dwight. So those 6 main impoverished communities in New Haven that got devastated when they pulled the factories out, because that's why a lot of people migrated. And then when you look at back then, Winchester Avenue, New Hall Street, Shelton Avenue, Dixville Avenue, they were thriving, right? You look at those streets now and those neighborhoods now, compared to Fairhaven or Worcester Square, other communities, the Jewish communities, up down Edgewood Avenue, Whaley Avenue, they're all thriving, But anyway, the Black Panther Party was about, controlling the life-giving, taking resource in our community. There's no community in New Haven, I don't care if it's Dixwood, New Hallville, and it's a wild guess where you got, 75 to 100 homeowners, right? If you don't own the land or you don't own houses in that community, you don't have a community, right? So you got these mega landlords that's coming in, these out-of-town investors, at the board of all of them. And I don't mean to get technical, but this is a high stake game. Like, money's just the first level of power. What y'all doing here is unprecedented because you have access to media, and so when you have access to media, that becomes the next level of power, and you begin to get a message out. And so don't expect them to create and open opportunities. I mean, this is actually a blessing because, when we first hit the curb, what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to grab no 15 seconds of fame. It wasn't that. I didn't do it, for that. I just realized the damage and harm that I had did to the community, and sometimes irreparable. What I'm saying? If you see pictures with, 10 pounds, 20 pounds of gold on your neck and diamonds on your hand, in cars, that's a lot of blood that came out of the community. But the other thing about it is that my father, anybody that knows the story, he ended up, getting set up by the FBI. They had COINTEL, and so they wanted to extinguish the Black Panther Party because it was too powerful across the country. My father got caught up.
Tell me who your father is.
Warren Kimbro.
Yeah.
So he set where, in the wiretap, they leaked false information that the guy was an informant, and the line was drawn in the sand. It was the Black Panther Party, it was the community, the people against the government. It's like, you don't give us ours, or, we're going to die. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we're going to stand as man, rather than live on our knees. And so they wanted to extinguish that movement. He goes to prison, and so I looked at that impact. There's no substitution. And I love you brothers, man, because, I got a lot of kids that I fed and one that I wrote and stayed in contact. Gail's son, Anthony, said, you, my father, you the only father that I ever had. But the fatherhood initiative, so, it's like it becomes a superpower. Once you go through something, you overcome and you don't fold. It becomes a type of superpower, what I'm saying, because it gives you that knowledge and experience. Like, those that's closest to the problem is closer to the solution, right? And once you overcome something, you have the knowledge. It's not like you read it in a book, you done been through it, and you can tell. So look here, brother, this is the road that I took, what I'm saying, and this is what happened. What I'm saying? And there's a connection. You can feel that, what I'm saying, because you know what it is to have one of them plastic mirrors and be looking down out the bars, down the gallery,
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So you know what it is to sit on the toilet with no toilet seat, what I'm saying? So when we talk about these things, who've been there, who live, what it is, you know, to just go from Union Avenue and the ice cream truck under the jail in the courthouse, and then wait and eat the bologna sandwiches, you know what I'm saying, and sit in that cage all day long. You can't wait to get to a, you know, a little skinny mattress, you know what I'm saying, with a wool blanket. So, but anyway, I just wanted to say that, you know, Peter's talking about the Male Environment Network, which was the fatherhood initiative that was started at New Haven Family Alliance, which I was one of the co-founders and first coordinator, and was designed to help, you know, fathers meet the emotional, social, and financial responsibilities for the children. You know, as I looked at my situation, you know, and I was a troubled youth, even though I was a smart kid, straight A's. You know, Pete talks about Mr. Dyson. He was one of the first mentor positive Black role models that I seen in the school system. And I made straight A's in that class. Before that, you know what I'm saying, there was a bunch of nuns that wanted me to sit like this with my legs crossed, you know, no chew, no gum. And I couldn't relate or connect with them, you know what I'm saying, even though I was smart enough and capable of learning, you know. But, you know, I realized that how important it is, you know, to have positive male figures in your life, but also, you know, there's no substitution for the love and protection of a father. You know what I'm saying? So when my father left, you know, I got a sister. I always wanted a brother. You know, that's why part of the reason me and him are so close. I got a couple other people that's in my life, you know, that they're brothers, because I never had a real brother, you know what I'm saying? And I was looking for that protection, you know, that you don't get when your father's not there. You know, there's no substitution for it. And so that was part of the motivation.
Yeah, that's my brother right there.
That's part of the motivation, you know, for the fatherhood initiative. You know what I'm saying? It is to fill that gap for the love and protection that children will feel when fathers were being moved out. You know what I'm saying? Because we were being affected by mass incarceration. Because one of the things I committed to is that I wasn't going back. You know what I'm saying? And so when they gave me a chance, I was holding on, and I opened the door because I knew it was other brothers that can do it, and maybe even do it better than I do it. You know what I'm saying? So when I got the opportunity, you know, I try to create opportunities, at least hoping to open the door and the window for other brothers to come through that door, you know, and you know, so it's like, you know, it does my heart good when I see Pete up there doing this thing, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I know he wanted to go to the Chinese massage parlor with a happy ending, and, you know what I'm saying, powder his nose, and, you know, get smoked out. I said, nah, we going to a meeting, bro, you know what I'm saying? But, he, you know, he heard some people went in the treatment center right up there, East Ramsdale, you know, brothers and sisters, and, you know, and listen to a powerful message, you know, person's personal, you know, hope and strength, and how they overcame it. And just like what we're doing right now. You know, we're talking about that journey that got us here, you know, but interesting enough is that, you know, they had parachuted me in basically to inside the G, right? Not the G, but the island, right? And so they don't know that, you know, I was locked up with half of the guys, you know what I'm saying, that you know, with some of them anyway, Poochie and them, you know what I'm saying, were the first soldiers that fell. You know, but I came in and all the family members, you know, the Hills, and, you know, but I've been around New Haven because, you know,
Henrys,
you know, the Henrys, all of them. Yeah. And so those are the people, Jeanette Morrison and the Galashaws, you know what I'm saying? So when I came in, it's like the director at Housing Authority, they didn't even want the fatherhood of the program inside the project. They said, we're a housing program. And, you know, this is when they had kicked holes, they had pathways going through, you know, up and down the, you know, the apartments and stuff like that, shooting at the police with AKs, and, you know, the island was wild, and they were beefing with the ghetto. And so the director of Housing Authority said, well, you know, we don't want this program, but if you're going to have it, you know, here, you fix these two developments, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I would come to work. I didn't even have an office. I come to show up and work in my car, and cars look like spaghetti straighteners. They had so many bullet holes in them. You know what I'm saying? So that's where outreach and engagement. But, you know, we came in and we began to connect, you know, with family one by one. You know what I'm saying? We came out there, YBC, Juan, the Christian Community Action with Donald Morrison, and we did a prayer march. You can probably go back and pull up the articles, front page articles, you know what I'm saying, from 1997, where the Fatherhood Initiative began, right there at Families First on Front Street, when we finally did get an office, maybe like 18 months later. But that was really the birth of the Fatherhood Initiative. And, you know, there was a good team that we had, you know, with the Community Foundation, Healthy Start, you know, working with, we had a high infant mortality rate. I mean, babies were born sick, low birth weight, and dying because of the crack epidemic. And so like we can look at ourselves and say that we were good hustlers and made all this money, but the devastation that it took on our community, on our women, on the children, there's a lot of damage. So it's like, I take a backseat and do I did what I could. I try to give back as much as I could because, I know that I did damage out there. You know what I'm saying? I remember those days, when, they sold the food stamps and Similac milks and, they denied children, the opportunity. And I don't look for no light shine, no light. I don't want nobody to pay me back, pay it forward. And that's what I love about, when I see Pete doing this thing, I know he's there if I need him, but I want to see him pay it forward. And anybody he don't look for it back either. He just want to see you pay it forward. Yeah. And so, unfortunately, like, we don't see that. I mean, some people don't have that same mentality, but so that's why it's a good opportunity to put that message out. Don't pay it back. You made pay for it, huh?
You made positive. You made positive.
Well,
you made positive. You made Pete. You made positive. When you told him, come on. No.
You put the positive on Pete.
He reminds me every week. I don't want to take the credit.
You might not have said made the name positive.
He did the work, but we had a small. We had a be a better man. We had a support group. Pete said he wanted to give back. I said, you gotta get some training, man. Let me see if I can bring you in here and get your feet wet. So I want to give a shout out to Barbara Tinney and Larry Conaway, because Larry Conaway, he didn't even question it. I said, "Well, hire Pete to do outreach." So Pete went out, did outreach. He was bringing men and brothers to the group. We sit around, ate some pizza, some chicken wings.
Yeah, created.
That's how we created.
But that's how he got it started. You know what I'm saying? In terms of what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? Engaged in the human service field. So it's like it starts at that level with outreach, engagement. A group setting. And case management. Program coordination. So there are different levels of service. So I'm fortunate now today because I got a full pardon after having 17 convictions and being charged and convicted as a career criminal. I got a job with the state, and I've been able to, to get employed. But not only that, help other brothers and sisters get their records cleared up, expunged, and so,
I'm still trying to get this part, man. Yeah, I'm trying to get it still.
It's like, when Dyson, his son got caught up in down in the Ville, he realized what it was, man, what he watched his son go through. And so he had to actually change the legislation because I was in prison. I was going to college and I got accepted into Trinity College. I needed 6 months knocked off my sentence. I wrote, part of the application. Back then you had to have 7 stacks and you had to get all, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do that in jail with them old typewriters. There wasn't no computers with none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I never heard nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so he realized that, like his sons, they couldn't get jobs because they were felons and they were convicted. And so he looked at the process and found out that, if you didn't have any political connections or pull your application after all of that work just sat in the box in this dude's garage. One person was over the pardon board. So he revamped the process. He combined pardon and parole and got it funded.
That's the one I want you to meet, dog.
So he got the program, he got it funded, and then he told him he wanted me to be trained, to teach people how to do the applications because he streamlined the application and made it easier to do. So it's changed.
We got to shine light on this, man, because
so that was probably 10, 15 years ago.
It's easy to do us dirty when the lights is off.
Yeah,
when there's no light being shined to something, it's easy to do somebody wrong. But when the light is shined, it's hard. The roaches scatter when the lights is on. You know what I mean?
And I definitely appreciate y'all putting this on the map, man. And I wanted to bring the person that really inspired me to set it off, because if you look at all of us, man, look at us, man. We our brother's keeper, and we got to go hard to go get it, man. I'm not going to lay down, man. Like I said, man, oatmeal's better than no meal. I won't make no excuses. If you guys need me for support, whatever, I'm coming. There ain't nothing going to stop me.
And if you need Dark and Moody, we got you.
Yeah, man. You guys are my dudes, man.
We appreciate you, man.
This is big.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you
man,
coming.
This thing just set it off, man.
Yo, listen, man. When y'all get hungry, y'all know what to do. Come to La Isla Spanish Restaurant. Come get that good food, man. Them empanadas. Them
I went over there a few times.
That's you?
Yeah, we gotta go over there.
Me and my beautiful wife, man.
That's right.
On La Isla Spanish Restaurant.
Dog,
so come on there.
I'm putting another special for January 14th. There's gonna be another D Moody special. Laisha, you know what I'm saying? So Rick Jones, Jim Jones.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a special. Say, yo, when you go to the counter, you be like, yo, I need a D Moody. It's Saturday. It's a party going on.
Oh,
I need to eat.
That's right, man. Yo, and man,
I've been there eating, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shoot, I was swollen up, man. And my girl was like, what you doing? And what I want to eat. I'll be back. When you see me come up in there, give you a shout out, man, again, man.
Yo, shout outs, man, to everybody out there that's doing positive,
Thank
man.
you.
Keep your heads up. 2023, Dark and Moody, All or Nothing, Season 2, Episode 1, man. Watch this.
Bring something to the dinner table, baby. Bring it
to the dinner table. This is not the Breakfast Club. It's the dinner table, man.
You already know. We winning out here. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't dying. We multiplying. We getting bigger. We getting stronger. We getting better. Recognize us, man.
Straight out of Connecticut.
Straight out of Connecticut.
It's sad.
Thank you.
I'm gonna throw it up like this.
You're gonna bring